This is bordering the creepy.
It is bordering creepy, and I'm not trying to objectify. I'm just saying they're very pretty women that you got in your video.
Well done. And discount Jason Mraz.
Discounted Jason Mraz, the dude that lost,
the guy with the fedora.
I think he's sexy Tom Green.
He's a cosplaying mobster.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 6 of this year's Cash Me Outside. I'm Caden, joined by Christian and Chad. Can you believe we're here?
Yes.
Under these pretenses?
Every single time we finish our last episode, we're like, okay, only one more episode left. We'll do our wrap-up or interview. Yeah. We'll do our parody song.
Yeah, we've been working on the parody lyrics.
This one's hanging in there. Like, I'm going to say Biden, but he literally didn't hang in there.
Hey, this is... Don't go there.
Yeah.
No politics.
Okay.
But thank heavens. I'm just joking. I'm teasing. I'm joking.
What was I going to say? Do you guys feel a sense of tiredness about the hunters, the hunt?
I think
the community?
I think there's a general fatigue.
I think people are getting a little weary.
Interestingly, my sister and her husband, who I've talked about, my Spanish brother-in-law, I've talked about him.
Why do you have to bring that into it? He's just a brother-in-law.
Okay. Well, then this is just a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
It's in Spanish.
Okay. So I don't know why you have to bring his race into it.
Because it had directly tied. Okay, whatever. Anyways, they just started the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. It's like a newborn child learning to walk.
My Caucasian sister also is interested. Just joking.
Brooke and Fair, if you guys are listening, I'm sorry I compared you guys to newborn children trying to walk.
Do you know anyone in your life personally that does the treasure hunt?
Yes, my sister and her husband.
Great question.
I'm looking at Caden.
I mean, he doesn't even do it himself.
I don't have anyone in my life that listens to this podcast.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Caden and I are married. Our spouses have never listened to an episode. They could care less about this. We've been telling them that we just go out bowling.
Hey,
there are people in my life who they're not upset. Like, they're not on Reddit and on the Discord and dedicating their lives to this. But yeah, I have people who know about it and think it's cool that we do this, but they don't support me by listening or...
First season that I ever did this with you guys, I have this friend named Steven Darling. He's in a band called Hotel Apache. We used to listen to Hotel Apache and we'd talk to them.
I love
and we
band.
found out that they that they played that Steven, I think he's the producer, plays Rocket League. And so we'd play Rocket League with him on the weekends for 2 months. So I get a message after doing this podcast and he says, Chad, are you the Cash Me Outside guy? He recognized me by my voice.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That was crazy.
Anyway, so
could have done without the 2-minute lead in, but...
Oh, my gosh. It's a crazy story. That he's in California. This is a completely...
That's actually pretty cool.
It's a crazy story.
I had a similar guy I went to college with messaged me. And
so you do know someone.
I just said I did.
Oh.
But
all right.
I haven't kept in touch with him. I just knew him in college, and he reached out
Christian's
last year.
clearly not interested in
after
this.
I'm not sure
all
if
the
this
drama.
is what the listeners want to hear. I'm just saying.
You just had someone reach out, someone from your ward, and you got in trouble for talking too sexy on this podcast.
Thanks for saying that.
And so this
sexy?
episode is going to be significantly less sexual.
No, it's okay. We all need an outlet. This is my purge night. Once a week. That I'll have to say any of these things during the week. I can just get it all out during this podcast. Okay,
anyways.
So a lot has happened. We got lots of juicy clues. We have some multimedia involved in the clues. Well done, John and Dave.
Loved it. Watched it a dozen times.
John's acting when they win. He goes, whoa!
Well, John got his A handed to him in that poker game.
I honestly didn't even know that he was in that video. I was too busy. What? Looking at, I don't know if they're your cousins
Stop it.
or your sisters.
You can't say
but
that.
If they're not, John,
you have to edit this out.
You are doing very well for yourself.
Do you think you're gonna edit that out, right? You can't say that.
I think, John, first of all, I know that you're back in the game.
Oh my God.
And you are like Dennis Rodman because you have rebounded so well.
So wouldn't you feel bad if that's his sister?
Well, they can't both be his sister
Why?
because they looked extremely different.
Okay. This is bordering the creepy.
It is boring creepy, and I'm not trying to objectify. I'm just saying they're very pretty women that you got in your video.
Well done. And a
So what-
discount Jason Mraz.
Discounted Jason Mraz, the dude
guy
that
with
lost.
the guy with the fedora
I think he's sexy Tom Green.
He's a cosplaying mobster.
Yeah.
who lost Escalante's journal
No, it was hotties all across
with
the
a
board.
4 and an 8.
The dealer had this really sexy New Zealand accent.
Christian said something dumb here.
Oh my gosh.
Also, there were cards, and I think they were playing poker. I think.
Do we want to dig in reality to the video instead of just joking about it the whole time?
No, this was the lead-in.
Okay.
Okay, so the poker
Man, I wish
game,
it wasn't 3 minutes.
It's sorry. So the poker game that made absolutely no sense. They've either never played poker before, or they definitely have played poker a lot, and they're very well aware what they're doing.
Aren't they big poker players? Do we know that?
I think I've seen videos of John attending poker nights.
Which, yeah, that's big.
I bet they know their.
I'm sure they know. I'm sure it was more clue than poker. Like
Okay,
they
so-
were trying to give a clue with the cards.
So
than
if they know
show off their poker prowess.
Yeah.
if they know poker, what stood out to you as like a why would they do that?
Okay, so
John going all in
Yeah,
with
John, why are
a
you in
pair
that
of
hand,
threes.
bro? Why are you in the hand? Did you bet? When did you bet? How did that much money get in the middle with a pair of threes? Dude, you should have never seen the flop.
Unless
Also, are there teams in poker? Because John and Dave seem to be on the same team there.
I
They
guess
were,
they
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem quite so fair. So John's in with a pair of threes. Dave's in for good reason
Yes.
with a pair of jacks, but still, he knew there was a flush on the board. There were 3 hearts on the board, so he kind of gutsy thinking that 3 jacks are going to win.
Yeah.
Also, a straight was on the board, so pretty gutsy for you, Dave, to stay in that hand and to bet like you did. And to get the jack there at the end like you're a freaking maverick.
The double club.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's where it also gets weird. There's two jack of clubs,
Yeah.
which isn't possible.
So I don't think this is anything.
Yeah, we disagree on this.
Yeah, so I mean, I just imagine John and Dave like trying to organize this video pretty quickly. By the way, Dave had just gotten back from somewhere, right? He was out of town, or is that now?
I
Is
think
now
he was
town?
out of town
No,
when
so
they
this
sent
video was recorded some time ago.
it. Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I could tell.
Why?
Because I could tell.
What?
I get
don't
the
think
impression
so.
this video was recorded with the intent of releasing it at some point.
No,
I
because
I
listen-
agree because
Because Dave was out of
Dave
town and he's got strep.
when it was sent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they needed to prepare things.
Oh,
They're
I
like,
understand.
oh, maybe it'll be tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. They were totally filming it.
I just think.
Anyways,
Yeah.
And they had to go out to the fridge basement.
no,
film
this was in the basement of one of their remodeled houses.
Oh, this really wasn't in a basement underneath a fridge in the middle of a field. Thank you for that
I
distinction.
didn't know you were joking.
No.
Okay, shut up.
Let's talk through from the beginning of
Wait.
this video. Number one, they walk into a secret poker game, which apparently needs to be secret. You need to hide. I don't know.
And
Is
very
this-
inconspicuous.
is this
and
the town of
walking into a
Beaumont?
fridge in the middle of a
You got
giant-
those like people
There.
patrolling. We gotta have no poker in this town.
We got
Deputy, there's a fridge in the middle of a field. Keep driving.
That looks,
We also
it's
got
all clear.
we got continuity errors too because they're wearing different clothes when they get down in the
Well,
basement.
they changed in the lobby. There's a lobby.
There's a
in-
lobby
Yeah.
where you change. And then they play this game of poker with all sorts of different currency. There's gold. There's dollar bills.
There's chips.
Angolian currency. There's just different. They're playing fast and loose.
Sorry, what'd you say? Angolian?
Angolian.
I haven't heard about this.
You don't recognize an Angolian coin when you see it?
What?
No, there's some Angolan currency there.
So is that the gold coins you're
No,
talking
just
about?
there's in the big pot of many currencies. There's an Angolan dollar bill or whatever the equivalent of Angolan
Interesting.
is.
You think nothing of that?
No, I don't. You're the person who doesn't think the Jack of Clubs was unintentional, but you think one Angolan dollar bill in the midst.
Yeah, that sounds very intentional. They're not just like, okay, let's get a bunch of money together and remember that one Angolan dollar bill we have?
I love
let's
that
make
you
sure we
think
grab that.
these guys spent all this time putting this video together.
Yeah,
they get this amazing background.
Oh my
they get
gosh.
like all of these
You're
props
speaking over
put in
me.
everything.
The beautiful women show
Yeah,
up.
they spent so much time getting those women.
They're putting together a poker game. Like, they're just grabbing props. They're just grabbing decks of cards. They're not paying attention to an actual poker game.
I think they were very deliberate in how they set everything up. I think there's some red herrings in the background. I don't think anything of like the props in the background. I think the cards that are on the table were very deliberate, and I don't think they would have accidentally had 2 Jack of Clubs.
I think it's possible.
Unless they
agree.
spent the lion's share of their prep time getting literally the 2 hottest women I've ever seen. I'm just joking. I just want to say, like, if there was a queen on the flop, well, then the 4 queens would have won that hand. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
So there's 4 jacks, 2 of which are. What are the other suits for the other jacks? Like
The only
spade and-
it's diamond. The Jack of Spades is missing.
Jack of Spades is missing. Okay.
So to me, the clue is either something related to the Jack of Spades because it's missing, or the Jack of Clubs because there's 2 of them.
So you don't think
or just jacks in general? You think?
Well, I just don't know why they would have 2 Jack of. The only other alternative is that the hint they're trying to give you is something related to cheating, because they obviously cheated.
That's true.
They got the New Zealand
gosh.
dealer.
The shortcut. They did tip him though at the end.
I know, because he cheated for him,
Yeah.
and
He pulled a Jack of Clubs out of his sleeve and threw it down. on
and
the
Dark
river.
Side Jason Mraz didn't see it coming.
dark side?
Then they had to get out of there.
I could tell you what, he had a bad day. That's Daniel Powder.
I know. I was trying to think of a Jason Mraz lyric.
I actually don't. I can't off the top of my head think of any song from Jason Mraz.
Wordplay.
Wordplay?
Ooh, very good. Yeah.
How does it go?
It's all about the wordplay.
I don't know. It's not
I
that.
don't.
It's.
I don't recognize that
I
at all.
don't I can't even think of anything.
Oh. Let's spend a lot of
This
time
is
talking
good.
about
This
this.
is people are listening to this. This
All
is
right.
good.
Anyways, so how many? There's something significant about the amount of coins there are.
Well, the number, right? Like, so there's been a debate going on for quite some time about the age that he arrived, being Cortez. A lot of people think it's 33. A lot of people think it's 18. 33 being the year that he arrived to Mexico, 18 being the year that he arrived to just like the continent, like Central America.
Yeah.
So there seems to be some contrasting messages in there because John, which by the way, why are you that hand, John? You got 2 3s. So he's got 33 in front of him. But then the other cards are adding up to 18.
Remember, 33 is nothing. It's 34 is the other number.
No, it's 33.
It's 34
No,
plus 135.
It's 33 plus 1 is 34. I've done my research. He arrived, his birthday is really early in the year, so he would have been 33. I think his birthday was in like December and or like January.
I'm all confused now.
I went back and looked at
Christian Refrageko said 34 to 35, right?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty certain it's 33 to 34.
All right, never mind.
Okay. So the kind of debate is 18, is it 33? There seems to be a lot of indicators for 18. The cards on the flop, besides the jacks, were a 9, 6, and 3, would add up to 18. He says 18th century journal of Dominguez.
Yeah,
and
18th
Escalante.
century, yeah.
He makes that specific. There seems to be 18 golden coins that Dave, that was your highlight. That was pretty smooth.
That
when
was
you did
pretty
that.
smooth.
Yeah.
The gold coin slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't have enough?
Yeah,
now?
Dave didn't have much acting.
He didn't have many
He
lines.
didn't have many lines
But
in
he
that.
had the look.
He
Like
had
when
the
he
look.
won, Like
And
John
then-
was like smiling, all like, "Yeah, we won," and David's just looking like giving him like a hard, cold
Yeah,
stare.
you're right.
Yeah.
Good actors, you don't notice their acting.
No.
That's why I noticed John going, whoa! Just kidding. Well, you're a good actor. You guys are both fantastic actors. Anyways.
John and Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Not you guys.
Well,
Wait
I
till
don't
you
know.
can see the parody video.
Musicals.
Wait until you see the parody video.
yeah, there's. Okay, so here's the other thing that's been annoying to me. So a lot of people have been debating about the journal that was bet, Dominguez and Escalante, as being like a big red herring, and that it doesn't matter because the person who put the journal in was the losing hand.
I don't like that at all.
I don't either. Because they're saying like, oh, that hand lost, so that doesn't matter. But you could just make the argument of John and Dave won, so now they have the journal, so now they would give the clue.
Yeah, it's the exact same. I mean, also, you're putting the journal in the pot to match the treasure's value, right? Saying that the journal has a significant amount of value. Big hint.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I don't know. I don't think, so we'll get into your solve from yesterday. We went hiking yesterday. We'll get into that. But it didn't, we kind of, that's one of the big things I didn't like. We kind of brushed over the entire journal. It wasn't involved in the solve at all, other than the shortcut was the trail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit touching on the Spanish Fork Canyon and that Spanish Fork River, which they came down. But I agree, it wasn't like.
And there, you found some really cool things within the journal that I don't think I've seen other people talk about that I think are significant. They seem significant.
Before we jump away from the video, do you think there's any significance to the fact that they cheated?
No, because I'm not convinced that they did cheat.
It's hard to know.
Okay.
Because they didn't, I mean, it's pretty subtle, the cheating. Like, it's not like they did a close-up to the dealer or they, like, had some other sleight of hand that they highlighted to show. Like,
Yeah, if they'd done that.
Just shows like a bead of sweat going down the dealer's hand.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There could be something, but I don't think that
think
it's.
so.
I think the journal is more important than the cheating. I think something with jacks in general is more important.
Yeah.
Jacks, knaves.
Can I point out something that's been bothering me for a while?
Yeah.
This whole like double
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Well, this is why you're biased towards the 2 jack of spades.
Well,
right?
Kind of. No, I mean like the more of like they have the double A's that were used several times in an Instagram post. They have the reference to double fatigue in their last email clue. There is the double jack of spades. The numbers that are laid out is Jack 9 3 6 Jack, which is like a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's chiasmus.
yeah, with numbers, and I guess 2 letters. But even if the jacks, you'd be like, oh, a jack reflected isn't a jack. Well, it is if it's an 11, which is what a jack is. So
Yeah.
it's like 119 3 6 1 1, which is like a reflection of each other with the 9 and the 6. So like I just get all these weird like something's being reflected with the poem talking about turn it over. Like it just feels like something in this poem involves something being reflected or something being turned over, and I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I think that's a promising line of thinking, but the only thing I can think of is like the map, the Escalante Trail. Flip it over, and I don't know what it does, but like, does it cross over the line within the treasure hunt boundaries or something? I don't know.
I had a fun idea where I don't know if anyone's tried this before. I'm sure people have. I took the map area with it being divided on I-15, and I overlaid it on the poem to try to see if it was trying to tell us like words to
Oh.
focus on or
Yeah,
not.
Really?
that'd be
And it
cool.
actually kind of was cool. It like
I
worked,
like that.
but I couldn't make any sense of it.
I wish
That's
they'd
interesting.
I wish they'd do something like that. Although we'll get into talking about things that they are changing. There's differences in this year's poem that they've never done before that I really like.
Well, let's talk about that now because those were some of those other clues that they were given to us in the
Other
email.
than the video.
In the video.
I do have one more thing to say about the video
Yeah.
after. Or should I just stick with it?
Is it what's her name?
No. It's skip what?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so every time that you have a solve and I say, yeah, that some of that I like that, but what about this?
Mm-hmm.
You get all mad and you say, Chad, I just want you to say something once, like give me a solve one time. Like that's all I did this week.
You're
I
a
gave you so many
backseat
solves.
solver.
That's not a backseat solver. You cannot surround yourself with yes men. You cannot. I am a pressure
I don't know.
tester.
I'm having great time with Caden.
I'm
I give my ideas to Caden.
Absolutely.
Caden's like, yeah, man, that's great.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Oh, that's so good.
I can't come right now, but you should go get it.
Yeah.
And then Chad, every single one is like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, because you said that Snell Canyon is like smelling the ice cream. That is the dumbest thing I have
Okay.
ever heard in my life.
I had two things for it. Number one, it's the mouth of the canyon.
which
Okay.
was way better, but you led with Snell.
No, and I was
That's
like,
almost
and
Snell.
Snell Canyon sounds a lot like Smell Canyon.
That's so dumb.
It's super close. You literally could not get closer. There's not possible to get a word that's closer to smell than Snell. Go ahead,
Snail?
try. No.
Okay.
Oh, to smell?
Yeah, smell.
Smelt?
No, you can't. Actually,
Smelt.
that's pretty good.
That's way closer. it's the same
You
root.
just
I bet it's the same amount of extra character, though, to do the extra M thing as there is to do the T.
it's probably more to do the T, but it just audibly you could go,
But
you could go
but
real
s-
soft on
But
the T.
Snell rhymes
We're-
with smell.
we're losing
and,
it.
And smelt doesn't.
That's true.
I don't know if we're
It would
losing it.
have
I
to
feel
be-
like this is the highlight of the
It
episode.
would have to be a slant rhyme. That's the shortcut. The
Oh my
slant
gosh!
from-
See,
Great.
This is a good idea, Chad.
Yeah,
this
see,
is what good ideas look
Oh, that's
like.
a good idea. Anyways, my good idea was going to be related to Jax. I want them to do ciphers within these poem hunts because I like the ciphers. The skipjack cipher is a type of cipher. I looked into it and I don't understand anything I'm looking at, which is why I wanted you to look at it, and you just ignored me. And I thought that it would be very clever if the key to the cipher was the abbreviation on the poster behind them playing poker that says Nuestra Senora del Carmen. It's NTRA. It amounts to 17 characters, and 17 characters is one of the keys for like the Vigneri cipher or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
Or the
sorry.
Caesar cipher.
I apologize.
It was.
I know.
It was a good theory. That's a good theory. And then you're over here like, oh, smells like it's like Snell. It's
So,
the same thing.
you know what,
and
Chad?
then you criticize me.
Yeah. No, I deserve this.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
going to tell you after this episode, I'm going to spend some time
Hey.
in that cipher. I'm going to figure it out.
This is good that I'm clapping back to you
Yeah.
because we had someone reach out last week again that was worried about Christian bullying me.
There's been several people that have reached out to Chad and be like, Chad, are you doing okay? Like, I don't like the way Christian treats you on the podcast. And we laugh so much because
Which I
Chad
like
is 10 times more of a bully than I am.
I am not a bully.
I know, but just says how little of a bully I am. But no, Chad and I have a great relationship, and we're sorry. Chad,
What did I do wrong?
no. I'm sorry.
I got bullied.
Okay, so the other hints in the email that we haven't talked about. So number one, there's no shape in the trail, like that is for the poem. Does that make sense?
Hallelujah.
Which I love that because the shapes in the shore, everyone's seeing everything everywhere. And the bird shapes in the trails, those are everywhere, specifically bird ones.
I can't believe how many bird trails
and they
there
look
are.
so good.
Yeah.
They look spot on. I'm like, yeah. And then
And
you
Chad knows
throw
his
in
birds.
ice
Yeah, it's
cream.
true.
Yeah.
What's your favorite bird? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Avron.
Whoa.
What the freak?
Did you just have a stroke?
Was that
I'm not
French?
good at those.
That was just 3 random syllables.
Avron.
A Pokemon?
Why did I say that?
I don't know.
Avian? Avian? I think that's what I was.
Okay.
I think that's where my mind was going.
Good word association. Okay, another Clint was that clue was La Puerto Hacer. Probably the best Spanish I've had
That's-
on this episode.
I
this
had
year.
absolutely no idea what you're saying, and
La,
I know what you're talking
La
about.
Puerto Hacer.
Lo
Close. Lo puede.
puede
La
hacer.
Puede Hacer. Dang it. That's
All
a
you have to do is look at the letters.
Just read it.
Sound them out.
Okay.
You said puedo.
Lo Puedo.
How does an E?
Hacer.
How does an E make an O sound?
Shut up. Okay, so that line is a throwaway line. So it means nothing. They just did that to rhyme. But they said that is the only throwaway line. So important.
Interesting.
Sorry, and I shouldn't say that line is a throwaway line.
Just
the
that
line
phrase.
isn't, just the phrase.
Yeah.
The
Which?
derecha. Derecha?
So what's before that?
Derecho.
Sigue
Go
derecho?
straight. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
I guess that's nice that they clarified it, but I also I guess we did talk at length last time
there
about
was a
that.
whole thread on Discord this past week that was getting all hung up on
You can do it.
you can do it.
Yeah.
I was making my point about how it's supposed to be "lo puedes hacer," and I was really hoping that I'd be vindicated in that it was a significant hint within the poem, but it means nothing, and I just look stupid again.
No, you don't. You're great, Chad. We love you.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm serious.
Hey, you're compensating now.
No, you are such an important part of this podcast. I don't know what we'd do without you because, I mean, I'm hopeless with Spanish, you know. You're the first one I'm looking to for anything Spanish related. Okay. And then the measurements is more than 500 feet and less than 1,000 meters.
Which is 150 meters to...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, your gut is your gut. Your gut is evil. Your gut has bad instincts. My gut's good.
You're absolutely right. I'm so sorry, Chad. Continue. I want to interrupt you.
150 meters to 1,000 meters is what that is.
Perfect. Thank you for putting that so well spoken. So that's the distance we're looking for, which means when they say...
Which is quite a big spread.
Yeah, but also I think it's really
also
important because the age in which he arrived needs to be times 10.
You think that, yeah.
Or in meters, or it needs to be 1.9 kilometers or 1.9 miles.
It can't be because 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer.
Perfect. So it's 0.19. Wait, no, will that work? Is that 500 feet?
I don't know. Chad?
To me, it's got to be 190 meters is what I'm almost certain it is. I guess technically it could be a 181 if you did his age plus 1.
I don't know.
I don't like that.
What could it be?
I'd prefer that. What?
So what's the alternative? What measurement could it be?
I like 190. I'm saying I had like 190 more than 180.
I thought you were saying you didn't like either. Like
180 plus 1
yeah,
is like that's
I agree.
too
I think
deep. I don't like
I
that.
think it's 190 for
Are
sure.
people saying that 181?
No, I think I just said that. I feel really dumb. I'm sorry for saying that.
Yeah,
that's my mistake. What do you think, Chad? What do you think would be great? What would be better?
Shut up. I mean, we on the trail that we saw, we found the 190. There was a bridge where it was counting up in tens from 0. I think it started at 0 on one side of the bridge.
Yeah.
The last number was 190.
It's pretty crazy.
Right at the end.
Let's talk about our solve. So before I get into this solve,
Is there anything else from the...
Oh, I do want to talk about the Jax thing from the diary.
Okay, yeah.
The journal. So...
Right, this is my favorite thing you found. Sorry to interrupt you, but this is, of the past week, my favorite thing I feel like is the most promising.
Yeah, don't worry about interrupting me. Anytime you want to interrupt, just let me know.
Okay.
Because you just jump in there. I love anything you have to say. So right after I watched the video, I got in the bath because that's where I go to make...
I love how you... Sorry.
No, what did you have to say?
I was going to say, every time you have an epiphany... It's always in the bath.
That's absolutely right. And that is causation and correlation, baby. Because a bathtub is nothing more than a man's think soup.
Think cauldron?
That's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
It's your think tank.
Yeah. And when I really have to get my mind into it, I need my clothes off and I need to be submerged in warm, soapy water. 98 degrees. No pedals unless it's special time. And in that time, I am not thinking with the head. I could have a whole 15-minute segment of why bathing is superior to showering, but we're not going to get into that right now. The important thing for you to
Christian said something dumb here.
That's the important thing.
Here's the important thing here. Okay, it was the best part about this. It was my favorite bath time to bathe. Saturday morning, baby. Jumped in that bathtub.
What?
Yep. You heard me right.
That is insane.
That's insane.
No.
You're a crazy person.
A morning bath is
That's insane.
pretty crazy.
It's not. It's
Yes,
a perfect
it
way
is.
to start your day. That's like saying a great
I have a
breakfast.
question.
Is a dumb way
That's
to
like
start.
starting your
So
day with a
you're-
nap.
It absolutely. That sounds incredible.
That is technically how everybody starts.
I-
their day.
Yeah, but
That day was so productive. I got so much done.
So, do you shower after you bathe? Because
That's a really good question. Thanks for asking that, Chad. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll start with a shower and finish with a bath. Other times I will begin with a bath and start with a shower.
Is there
You'll begin.
is there always a shower involved?
No. For example, that night, Friday night, I ended my day with a shower. I woke up in the morning with a bath. As such,
What
and
are we talking about? This is crazy.
because of the amount of soap that I used in the bathtub, I didn't feel the need to shower after. Sometimes, if
Naturally.
I've been working out, if I've worked up a good sweat, you know what I mean? I do find the need to shower first, then bathe after. Okay? But I want to be clear. When you have a dish that's super dirty, do you go and just rinse it under like the sink and then be like, oh yeah, it's clean now? No, you soak it. You soak it in warm, soapy water. And that's what gets it shiny, clean, and beautiful, and good as new. And the same is true with a
And
man's
you just
body.
Take it out of the you just take it out of the sink, out of the soapy wash, and put it away.
No, because sometimes you just you have to dry it off, and a little quick rinse. That's great. But it's that enriching, deep lathering bath. Okay.
I have one more question about your private time.
Yep.
Candles?
So once again, candles are mostly a romantic thing, unless I
Christian said something dumb here.
no candles. No candles, no petals. I'm not trying to mess around in the bath. It's business time in the bath time, okay? I'm on soap, Epsom salt, maybe a little spritz of lavender in there.
I
but
can't believe how
it's
long
then
we've been
it's
talking
game
about this.
time, okay?
So do you bring your phone? Do you bring a notebook? How do you work out
So you
these
can't bring a
solves?
notebook because the steam will ruin a notebook. I've learned this. I've ruined many books my days. I work off
In
Kindles
college,
now
Christian
when I'm reading.
read the Hunger Games series
In
in
the
the
bathtub?
bathtub in like
Two
one
nights.
night, 2 nights.
2 nights. The whole series.
What?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
3, yeah. Yep. So
So do you fill up? Never mind.
You've upgraded your tubs since then, though. We lived in a very crappy house
they did.
where he used a sock
The-
to plug the drain.
Thank you for finishing that sentence. So, we didn't have a drain,
We didn't have a drain plug.
a plug, and so I had to get a big sock, and I'd have to get it wet, obviously. At some point, it would get wet, and I would put it in the drain, and it would clog it. But it would still. I had to refill every 10 minutes.
'Cause
This
it
is
wasn't
10
a-
minutes straight.
It wasn't
of bath
watertight.
talk.
This is the bath segment.
This
should
is the worst
always have a
episode we've
bath
ever
segment.
done. Okay,
No, it's not.
bath time with Christian. Like, yeah, just a little bath. Okay.
You should record segments
In the
your-
bath?
Yeah,
Half of the text messages I've sent you in my life have been from the bathtub.
good to know.
Disconcerting.
Nope. And a quarter of the pictures. Okay. So I'm in the bathtub Saturday morning reading Escalante and Dominguez's journal, just like any normal Saturday morning.
What's your family doing? How early is this?
What? Who? When I'm in the bath, it's me and me only. And then I'm reading the journal. In the journal, it's talking about Dominguez and Escalante coming into the valley for the first time. When they come into the valley for the first time, they meet the Native Americans that are there. They have a great experience with them. These are very nice group of Native Americans. And they have a friendship with them. When they are leaving them, the Native Americans give them a token of peace.
1 token or 4?
Well, it's 1 and 4. So it's on a big thing of buckskin. It's essentially a painting. And on this painting, they've had these little square figures of different warriors from their tribe.
4
And
different warriors.
There's 4 of them. And 2 of them are described as being bloody, and the other 2 are described as not being bloody. And they even said that the Native Americans noticed that Dominguez and Escalante had crosses on them, so they even drew a cross on one of them. When I'm reading this, I was like, there's my 4 jacks. Jacks, if you look it up, are actually warriors or knights. That's kind of what the nomenclature of that term is for the cards. And one of the jacks, the jack of spades, just so happening to be the one that was missing, is a profile view of the jack, and it's called the one-eyed jack, which I thought was a really interesting correlation to One-Eyed Willie from Goonies.
Yeah, which that's where it ends for us.
Yeah, I mean,
we never found anything after this connecting those cards or
Yeah, to me, it was like, what are the odds? They tell us to look at the journal. In the journal, they get these 4 tokens. There are these 4 warriors, 4 jacks, 2 of them red, 2 of them not red. One of them even said they drew a cross on one of them because they noticed they wore a cross. And the jack of diamonds has a cross right on his chest.
It's just, it seems like too much to be a coincidence.
Right.
They are playing poker, pointing us to that journal where in it's basically a description of 4 jacks.
I can't.
Is there like a petroglyph somewhere in the boundaries that has 4 warriors?
So this buckskin is actually at BYU in a. No, I'm just joking. They'd have no idea where any of this is. So that was a really dumb joke.
No, it was really good, dude.
Thanks, man. Your compliments mean so much to me. So the jacks, they have names for these warriors that they name later in the journal. And I looked up these names. The only one of significance is one who goes on to be the leader of the Timpanogos tribe of Indians, Native Americans. And there's some notable stuff that's around Mount Timp, actually, with these Native Americans. One of this being a pretty sad battle creek named after a place where many of the Native Americans of that tribe were massacred. But besides being another indication maybe pointing towards Timp, there's nothing of note with these individuals or anything that I can really glean to be of worthwhile.
Does Joaquin mean Jack? Joaquin?
I don't know.
One of the guides was named Joaquin.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that mean Jack?
I don't know. I thought it just meant
Joaquin Phoenix. No.
Running but slower.
I don't.
It's good.
That was pretty solid.
So, anyways, this goes back to now. We'll talk about the solve that we had.
That's basically everything, all the ideas we had about the clues that just came out, right? Did we miss anything promising? I pointed out the 4 rivers. I don't think there's anything there, but there's 4 rivers they describe in the valley, and there are original names that they gave those rivers: American Fork, Spanish Fork. Do you remember the other ones?
Provo.
Is Provo one of them? And then it's a much smaller one.
I forgot the last one.
What's the Tibble Fork River up
Jordan.
there?
No, maybe not right.
No.
I don't
Anyways, rivers. That's
Cascade
the only other
Springs
thing
up there. No,
that's the only other thing that I noticed from the journal, other than your jacks.
In the journal, when they come down into the valley, it does say that they came down out of the Spanish Fork Canyon. They then went a league or half a league to
the east,
northwest,
and then ran into snow, and then turned around,
crossed a river, and then went up on top of a ridge, and that's where they saw a view of the whole valley. So that was interesting to me because they specifically talk about like going places, distances, crossing a river, and then going to a place with a good view. But it didn't make sense to me because how do you come out of the canyon and go northwest? If you go northwest, you're going away from the mountains. And so I didn't ever quite understood that, of how they even got up to a like whatever they're talking about, where they see the view. I don't think that's got to be like Dominguez Hill and Escalante Cross area, but not like on the mountain range.
How far is the league?
It was like half a mile, I think. Someone sent it to me. I don't remember. But using that as a general direction would be something interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think more on those, because the solve that you're about to present really doesn't integrate much of this.
Well, it integrates what I just told you, in that the Escalante Cross area, Dominguez Hill, is likely what he's talking about, of where he went up to see this view.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
So there's been places that we've been looking at for a little while, obviously with the Dominguez and Escalante. Everyone's been looking at this, the Escalante Cross, right? That's on top of the hill in Spanish Fork. The thought is that the shortcut where the choir sings is referencing to the shortcut that Escalante and Dominguez were trying to find from Santa Fe to Monterey, I believe, are the 2 cities they were trying to find a shortcut to. That's why they were going through the Utah. And then also the choir sings a reference when if you went to grade school in Utah, you sing some songs. Foremost being Utah.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Getting bigger and stronger.
That you nailed those lyrics, and they're wrong, but you nailed the notes. I think it's getting bigger and better, Utah.
It's
what
getting
a
bigger.
great place to live.
There we go.
Orrin Hatch wrote those lyrics. I
Yeah.
Did he really?
think. I think so.
I've never sung that.
Interesting. Well, in Tremont, they just turn you numbers and how to tie knots and milk cows, I think.
Tremont.
Is that where you're from? Where are you from?
Centerville?
Centerville?
That's literally smack dab in the middle of civilization.
Okay. Maybe they just teach you how to work Boost Lagoon or something. I don't know what they teach you up there. But
That's pretty funny. That's pretty spot on, honestly.
So, but one of the songs you sing was about Escalante and Dominguez, like finding the shortcut. And so perhaps a reference to choir singing. I don't love it, but it's something that is said. So then find the place it was named after. You go into the Escalante Cross up in Spanish Fork. And then the thing that people like the most is the shadow. Because on Google Maps, you look at the shadow of the cross and it's pointing a pretty clear direction.
So you've now jumped forward in the poem.
Not really.
To the shadow line.
Well, yeah, the choir sings, right? And then
Oh, no. Is that the next line?
find the shortcut.
Did
Find the place that's named after, which is then the Escalante Cross, and then turn around and follow the shadow.
All right. I'm okay.
Okay, so you follow the cross, and the shadow of the cross is taking you down from the Escalante Cross. It points towards Dominguez Hill, which is just like a hill that's a little bit lower. The trail from Escalante Cross to Dominguez Hill is called Jail Trail.
I hate this.
Okay.
I hate this part. But
Thanks.
keep going.
No, your feedback is awesome. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay. So Jail Trail is predominantly a bike trail, but people have made this connection in the past. In the past, at jails and prisons, they served lobster to prisoners because it was considered like a junk food, like not a good food.
You hated that song back when we first heard it. Both of us agreed on this one.
That's actually a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up. We did agree.
Christian.
On that. No, I'm saying thank you. Thank you for helping to bring that.
I'm just
memory.
saying that. Whatever.
So the Jail Trail goes down to the bottom of Dominguez Hill. At the bottom of Dominguez Hill is the mouth of Snell Canyon.
Here we go. Here we go. It's the big clue, guys. This is where it all broke.
How do you? So jail being the lobster's line in the past, the prisoners ate lobster, and where do you learn to smell ice cream? In your mouth.
Snell.
No, that's not even good. It's the mouth of the canyon. But smell does sound a lot like Snell.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Thank you. Also, you could say Snell Grove ice cream. It's a brand of ice cream.
Is that a brand?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I like that better.
You really do?
I do. I like that better than.
You like Snell Grove better than the mouth of Snell Canyon?
No, I like it better than Snell. Sounds like smell.
Maybe they meant all three, and they're just like, hey, this all is ice cream adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the bottom of this trail.
It's a clue grenade.
Yeah. Someone will connect it. At the bottom of this hill, if you then turn east to turn away from the rising sun, you will connect to a trail. And this is a trail that goes along the Spanish Fork River, technically part of the Spanish Fork Canyon Trail. This trail then winds down, and just to the left of this trail, like right there in the left, is a golf course. We know it's just a golf course because we almost got hit by a golf ball. And we found, how many golf balls, Chad?
I think like 6.
6 or 7 golf balls.
Ooh, that's good. Any
Yeah.
good ones?
A Provi?
I found a Pro V1. Yeah.
Some Kirkland?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big day.
Big day. So our thoughts were get to the point where you're jumping on this new trail right at the top where you turn east from the bottom of Dominguez Hill. From right there at the top of that hill is where you're supposed to measure as the crow flies.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of cut off a little bit of the golf course, and we were measuring 190 meters. And from that point,
Because of 19 times 10?
yes,
Or okay.
from that point, it directly intersects with the trail that has wound down the hill. And where
Jail
the
trail? Or another one?
No, the jail trail is what we've left behind us, and we're on the Spanish Fork Trail.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Right.
And the intersection point on the trail, there's really only 2 points it does intersect at 190 meters, is right on a bridge, which would be a great view.
Yeah.
And it actually is a pretty good view where you're at.
It is. Yeah, I like that part of it. I do. I think there are very promising things about it. For example, on that bridge that we are now at, that he's talking about in his solve, that's where we found the 190 at the last post of the bridge.
Yeah.
Which is pretty coincidental.
Really?
Yeah.
Like pretty insane.
On the bottom of the bridge, written in like fairly large letters, it went 0 to 190 in like 10 increments.
Yeah.
And so the very last post said 190.
Interesting.
And that's kind of where we like started just wandering around
Searching.
because and this is the
Was
part
the
that
bridge over a river or something? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was over a river. And it's a pretty scenic place. It actually seems like a great place to hide it because it's safe, it's accessible, and there's tons of like places to hide it, right?
Yeah.
But not crazy. It wasn't dangerous, it didn't feel like.
I will say that of the hikes we've done, obviously none of them are correct. Of the hikes we've done, the environment of this one felt a lot more on the nose to what their description of the trail is. Like the other ones, we've got a cliff on one side and a steep mountain on the other, and it's like they're never hiding anything here, and there's not enough brush to hide something either.
Yeah.
This was like there were a ton of places to hide it. Pretty like traversable, intersecting like mini trails that you could go around. So yeah, I liked the area. I liked the view part of the solve. I liked the shadow from Escalante Cross.
How long were you hiking?
Just what?
How
This
long?
was only a 20-minute hike up
Here's
to
the
it.
other thing I really liked about it is technically you didn't need to be out of your car until the point where you turn east and get on the trail, which is what they've said with the car line. While that is not a road that you're on, you could have solved that with Google Maps up to that point.
Sure.
From the point where you need to go on measure, that's the point where you're like out of your car. You actually have to get on the trail. So it actually worked really well with that.
Yeah.
We went and searched around. We met a friend there. We got to mention. She's awesome.
Kristen, say her last name.
Oh, Rajenko. Kristen
I have
Rajenko.
no
She's
idea how to say it.
amazing. People might have already heard of her because she's like an influencer hiker. She's an
She said
incredible
she did
photographer.
search and rescue, which is very impressive.
She's done a lot because she said she also did marketing for Disney, and she's got like 8,000 Instagram followers and takes literally the most beautiful pictures I've ever seen. On her Instagram is like, I'm talking about the landscapes, by the way, to be clear.
I wasn't there. I saw the picture. She does a calendar.
Yeah.
A Utah calendar, which we'll plug on here.
Yep.
Does a calendar. What do you mean?
Of landscapes, once again, to be clear.
Like
Chad started like grabbed his phone. He's like,
Oh my
just joking. I'm joking.
No, she does a Utah scenery calendar.
Yep.
And she's done it for the past couple of years. So, yeah, if you're in the market in a few months for a
Talking about
calendar.
speaking about scenery on this trail, there was like a sick spot on the river where there's moss overhanging the river.
Yeah.
And it looked like, and from the moss was dripping just a bunch of water. It looked like a shower.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was one of the coolest things I've seen on a trail.
It was a very scenic trail. Like it
I
really
wanted to
worked
get in there and
super well.
meditate.
Yeah.
Or do yoga.
Definitely. That would have been awesome, dude. And then, so we spent around, we searched a bunch. We met other treasure hunters. We searched with Kristen for an hour or two. And the other treasure hunters had no idea who we were.
Did she have a similar idea? Like, was she there for the same type of...
What's funny, everyone we talked to was there for different, like, parts of solves.
Interesting, yeah.
Like, we all didn't have the same solve, but a lot of it was connected to the Escalante Cross.
Yeah.
So you know where this is?
Yeah.
Have you been to Spanish Fork? Spanish Oaks Golf Course?
Yes.
We park in that like left parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and that's where the trail is. Just go straight up that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are we going back? Like, do you guys feel like it's worth going
I would go
down to
back
that area
if
again?
you gave me something like the line on the map. I just want the measurement part of it
I know.
resolved.
So the biggest problem with this entire solve, and with I think most solves, is where do you start your measurement from?
Yeah.
Because I felt good about 190. I felt like the intersection point was great, but that could be totally confirmation bias just from where we were starting the measurement. For me, the clue they shared at Mount Olympus made me feel like you're looking for a sign, like a sign at the beginning of a trail, and that's where you need to measure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the clue in their email, the example they showed of the measuring as the crow flies, looks like it's a measurement of the point where the road meets a trail,
Yeah.
which is where we measured from.
Yeah.
The start of a trail and where a road meets a trail.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be down there. What's crazy when you get down there, we searched for like an hour and a half, right? We still didn't cover, even knowing the area, general area to search, there's just like so many leaves covering places, so many bushes.
The whole upper area that we met her at and went back down.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a ton of places to look. I just feel like we're missing that measurement. One thing I'll say about this, I don't like the measuring one line. That's so inaccurate. Like, you just have one line, and then you can just rotate it in a circle on a map and just like, okay, it intersects here, intersects here, intersects here. I don't like that, and so that's why I feel like it would make sense if there was somehow two lines, that it was resemblant, or it resembled your solve last year, the triangle. Even though it was you went about it a different way, I do feel like there's more of an exact science to the measurement, that we are missing a very specific piece.
Yeah, I mean, that measurement would need to intersect like a trail. So it can't just rotate anywhere, right? You'd want to see it, but you're right. They still can interact.
But
But
on
most of these trails, there's
place.
yeah, exactly. But the view, I think, is an important part of it. Like intersecting at a point where there's a really good view, like a bridge or an overlook or something like that. That's notable on the trail of being a beautiful place to look.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I guess that would get you there.
So the other small things that I really liked about this and kind of got me excited about, I was like, what if, because it's right on a golf course, this trail, is like, what if the jack of clubs, and the reason they put clubs in there twice is just
Golf clubs.
a golf reference. And
Also
what if
said
the
the
fact,
little D is a golf club.
yeah, the little D looks like a golf club, and 18 and them emphasizing it so much, the reason they did 18 plus 1 is because they wanted to tell you 18 with 18 holes. And then the plus 1 was just like, oh, well, it has to be 190. But if we do 18 plus 1, it's another clue for the golf course.
Yeah.
Or the best view is the 18th hole.
Yeah.
It's like there's interesting things with the golf course. So now, one thing I will say with the golf course is you hear that every year. A golf course, for some reason, I'm not exactly sure why golf courses make it into people's solves every time, but they always do, and it never is.
Maybe it's just us because we love golf. We talk about it every year. But
Well, no, it's usually
always floated around.
It's usually a theme.
Well, here's something that was really important. The story in the Goonies was that they were trying to turn the area into a golf course. So there's like actually a reference to
a
the
little
Goonies
bit more
about-
understandable.
Also,
Yeah.
the bridge that it pointed to, I didn't even point this out. The bridge that it pointed to is called Lars Legacy Bridge, and Lars is a character from Goonies. So like,
Who is he in Goonies?
it's the guy.
One of the brothers?
You know, I'd have to Google it.
One of the
Sorry,
Fratelli brothers?
I haven't seen it forever, but it is. If you Google Lars Goonies, it brings up a character. So you know it's
I
good.
like it.
He's like a costume designer too.
Yeah, no, but he's in there. Anyways, I think this place has been probably pretty well searched in general. Not necessarily because all the connections we made, but just the general area has been picked over. But something to think about, something to consider. We might go back if we can, like you said, find something else, or if another hint comes out that points to that direction as well.
Here's another thing. It's in Utah County, is it not? Like,
if the Dominguez and Escalante is the real connection, then it has to be, because Dominguez and Escalante never
They
went
didn't go
north of
past it.
Provo.
they didn't go north of Provo?
No.
They didn't go further than okay.
No.
Well, yeah, okay. I was gonna say they saw the lake and they could have seen that for the mouth of the canyon, but what was I gonna say? Okay, so percentage of a surety that it is in Utah County for you,
75%.
and in Spanish Fork.
Oh, this hurts because my bet, if you guys don't remember, is
love
that
it.
it's not in Spanish
I
Fork.
love it.
It still feels so weirdly on the nose to be like it's a Spanish poem. It's a Spanish Fork, you know, like.
Uh-huh.
But maybe that's why they thought it'd be easier in some ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be.
I'm gonna say 40%. Spanish
40%.
Fork.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 65.
Yeah.
Where we could get a little bit like this could come down to the wire is the 5-mile
I know.
radius of Spanish Fork.
I got
'cause
really
It
excited.
could be up the canyon.
I forgot
It
about that
probably
because
is.
Escalante Cross is technically not in Spanish Fork. It's just outside of the city limits.
Oh, that's funny.
So I got all
it's
excited
within
when I saw
5
that, but it
miles.
was within 5
Okay,
miles. And I
so-
was like, dang it.
If it's up the canyon past 5 miles, then you're safe.
Oh, man.
But I have a feeling that
I will-
this time next month, we're going to be asking people in Salt Lake to pet your lobster.
Which was never a phrase I'd thought I'd hear you say. But yes.
Are you going to do the switcheroo? Okay,
No.
okay, then here's
No, that feels,
Jeff.
that's inappropriate.
So funny.
I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to buy a real lobster. I'm going to get like a stuffed animal.
Just get like a plastic one that looks
Gonna
kind
look like
of
a
real.
psychopath.
I don't want to get in too far. It's not going to happen.
And then across the street, Caden is miming for $30.
I'll just be miming for $20.
Oh, yeah. He has to do that too, huh?
Yeah. And I'll be just recording it, just laughing. It'll be
All
fun.
right. All right. Well, okay, a couple really small little things I think are interesting with the jacks. I just want to finish off before we end. Jacks used to be called naves, Knave. A nave is a part of the cathedral that you have to walk through to get to where the choir sings. So that's kind of an interesting connection. There's a couple other small things with the jacks and stuff that people have said. But anyways, message us. Let us know your thoughts. I'm wondering if we're going to make it to Friday. Do you think we're going to get to another hint?
I don't
Yes,
know.
I think
I think we
people
will.
were not happy with this last clue. And the ones who haven't just straight up given up, because there are some that are like, I'm done. I've dedicated too much time to this. The ones that haven't done that, I think, are just like kind of like us with the journal. Found something interesting, couldn't go beyond that, and are just kind of sitting here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll go till Friday. And I think the next clue will get us there.
We've
We've
said
said
that.
We've said that 3 times.
4 times now.
It's going to be like Caden in like a month. Welcome to episode 11.
Never thought we'd see the day.
Yeah,
Is this the longest?
John and Dave did a puppet show in their last clue.
Is this the longest that is this the most episodes we've had in this season?
Yes.
Yeah. it is.
No, we
No.
did 7 in the year that we had the drama where we got to do
Last
the bonus
year.
interview with John and Dave
Oh,
to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
true.
Jacques.
That's true.
Shit, queen.
Those were the days.
Don't
Do
you
we-
have some
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the movie titles?
Oh,
the
yeah.
puns?
Yeah, to finish things off, so we posted a question to everyone because we all needed a break, where I asked people for to describe their mental and physical state using an adjusted movie title. And we did a couple examples like Broke My Back Mountain and Lost in Translation and The Cortez Jester, which I don't know if anyone got that reference, but it's an incredible
That's
movie.
a great.
What is it? The Court Jester?
Court Jester with Danny Kaye. It's just
Never heard of
it's
it.
an unbelievable movie. You should watch it.
What's the second one you said? I don't.
Lost in Translation.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just the name of a movie.
That's not really a pun. It's just the name of the movie.
It's called Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
That's okay. And then The Little D of Whores.
It's pretty good.
HORRORS.
What's
Sorry.
the actual movie for that? I don't know what that pun is either.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors?
Never heard of it.
Chad. I love you, man.
No, I don't watch movies from the 1960s. I guarantee that's from the 1960s.
Try again.
I think it might be the 70s or 80s, but
Oh my
I
gosh.
think I don't know.
it's got the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just heart. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Rick.
Who knows what his name is?
He's a cool
Rick
guy.
Moranis.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I wanted to share some of the favorite ones I saw.
86.
86 that I thought were pretty funny. Someone said The Notebook ... of failed solves.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty funny. Thank you, Allie Beams. Silence of the Lobsters.
I
That was
like that one.
our friend
That's
Chrissy
pretty
Dixon. Was incredible.
Hey, Chrissy, is that our friend?
Yeah.
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
She's so cool.
Is she doing the hunt? Have you talked to her?
I've talked to her briefly, just once or twice, and she is, but I don't think
cool.
she's as into it as past years.
Yeah.
This one's maybe my favorite. 12 Years a Slave to this Hunt.
That one's pretty good.
Little edgy.
Amanda Lapham. That was yours. And these last two are from Ethan Sprout, who gave us
Ethan Sprout.
who is
He's my
Chad's
he's
old professor.
Even though I didn't take a class, he was just on the journal I was an editor for.
Oh, cool. And he gave us literally 50 great ones. But my two favorite he gave us were "O Treasure, Where Art Thou?" and 10 Things I Hate About Yourself.
That one's my favorite. It's so funny.
That's That's a good one. I think that one wins.
Ethan,
That's
you're a
my
legend. Yeah, my favorite is between that and 12 Years a Slave to the Sun.
That's pretty funny. Silence of the Lobsters. You didn't like that
Silence
one?
of the Lobsters.
Sounds
Silence of the
really
Lobsters
good,
I loved
too.
as well, mostly because it came from Chrissy. But okay, should we tease our merch?
Yeah. So we've talked about Claire before, right, on the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Claire is not only a listener but a brainstorming partner with Christian
And a coworker.
and a coworker, and she's exceptionally brilliant. But she's also very talented in making hats, and she sells them at farmers markets, and they're nothing more than the word cute. The hats are very cute. It is the exact word to describe the hats.
They are adorable
They are adorable
and cute.
and precious to us. Anyways, how about you continue?
If you're wondering, yes, it is past midnight when we recorded this. Oh man! So she is designing 3 different hats. Caden.
4. I asked for a 4th.
Oh, you did?
Which one
Just
did you
the
do?
words "Cash Me Outside."
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
no,
nice.
no design.
So Caden and Chad and I all chose our favorite design, and she's designing a hat for each one of them. And then she's going to produce the hat, and then we're going to take pictures of them and then do a poll and have you all vote for the design that you like the most. And then we're going to produce a limited amount of them because they're all hand embroidered by Claire herself. And so they are a little bit laborsome and can't be like mass produced. These are like quality hand embroidered hats, and they're going to look super dope. So we're going to have you all vote on it, choose the design you like the most, and then have a handful of them up for sale and release more as time goes by.
We're going to retain a limited number of those hats to give to, I don't know, like the SEAL Team 6 of the treasure hunt community.
Kristen's getting one for sure.
Christian will get one. I will get one.
Your boy.
Oh, yeah. Caleb Zollinger-Moore for sure will get one.
I think we should just use
John
them.
and Dave, they gave us gifts. They gave us gifts this season.
Yeah.
We got to give them gifts.
That's a really
we'll
good point.
give them some hats.
Okay. And then, because that will help to make sure that to distance themselves from being affiliated with the podcast is them wearing a hat that says "Cash Me Outside" on it. They're like, no, we're not affiliated. I think what do you think? We should do like 25 for sale and then do like another 25 that we can give away to like winners of contests or little things and giveaways we do. I think that'd be fun.
I don't know what the work rate is going to be with Claire or what's too many to ask for, but yeah. That sounds like good to me.
Okay. Keep your eye out.
Okay, I'm
Cash
excited.
Me Outside merch finally happening.
And before I forget, thanks to everyone who left us reviews. We got some excellent reviews after last episode. If you get a chance to leave us more reviews on Apple Podcasts, that's where we're a little bit lower because we had a troll getting after us.
She was great. I mean, she had a good reason. We've gotten some negative
Slightly.
reviews. Let's just say that. We've got some negative ones, and we appreciate negative feedback, but we appreciate positive feedback even more.
Exactly.
Chad, you nailed it this episode, man.
Did I?
Yeah, it was incredible. Your best episode you've
Your
ever done.
input was just invaluable to
Yeah.
this crew. Thank you for being here.
I love you.
So I got sarcasm throughout the entire episode, and now I'm feeling some real sincerity.
I was at
And I
no
don't know how
point
to
in that
respond.
episode was I being sarcastic. All of those comments were real from my heart. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I think you're a great man. I think one day you'll be an incredible father and an even better lover.
Okay, on that note, Chad, thanks for being here. Christian, a pleasure as always, and you can catch us on the next one outside.